Hello.
Hey,
Hey,
how's it going?
how's it going? Good, how are you? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Off the Dome, episode number 6. We're with Jimmy. How are you doing?
Doing well, man.
Doing
Doing
well,
pretty
man.
good.
Doing pretty good. Co-host Brandon Brown, as usual, in the building. Tell us about your podcast.
Podcast is
Podcast is
going great, man. Just got done doing some editing and just working hard, man. It's a difficult process. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think it was gonna be this difficult when I first started.
Yeah, I saw you got some 5-star reviews. How you feeling about those?
Dude, I'm so excited about that. We've gotten a few of them so far, and you know, it makes us both happy. My father and I, because it actually, you know, without it being monetized or making money from it, it's just it's given us the satisfaction that people are actually listening to this and people are actually enjoying the nonsense that comes out of both of our mouths.
You talk about true crime and movies on your podcast. How do you feel about Snyder's Cut coming in 2021?
Oh, dude, I cannot wait. I it's funny. I actually just done watching Justice League with my daughter. It was a toss up between Frozen and Justice League, and she ended up choosing Justice League. Thank God, we were done watching Frozen for the 900th time. But dude, yeah, seriously, no, I can't wait. Um, I know that there's a lot of stuff that should be in there from everything that I've read online and everything that I've seen, and there's some stuff that was cut out. There's some stuff that should have been in there. I even heard speculation that supposedly Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern is supposed to be in there. So I don't know if that's factual, but I mean, I'm excited, dude. Seriously.
Uh, so I'm not sure if you keep up with the modern action shooters, but there's a movie series called John Wick. Are you familiar?
Oh, absolutely.
How do you feel about number 4 coming out, and that this is the final John Wick movie, and that he may die, as I've heard?
So here's the thing. I haven't watched the third one yet, unfortunately. And what's funny is I am a huge John Wick fan, but I haven't had the time to get around to watching the third one yet. But as far as the fourth one coming out, I just saw on comicbook.com they're actually going to be filming a fourth and a fifth one back to back. So I'm actually really excited about it. I really don't know anything else that happens beyond John Wick 2 other than he gets Halle Berry to somehow join his team. So, but other than that, man, I'm actually really excited for that. I'm excited for his other movies to come out, Bill and Ted, as well as Matrix.
Man, John Wick 3 with some heat, man. Gotta watch it.
Oh, trust me, that's on my list. Trust me.
So, do you watch scary movies?
Oh, absolutely. I grew up on scary movies. Um, it's funny. Funny enough, I was terrified of Michael Myers growing up, and he is now like my favorite scary movie. Like he is my go-to.
Right, right. Yeah, no, I grew up on horror movies also. My dad made me like a tape of all these horror movies that he would sit me down and it would entertain me while I was 3 and growing up. So, you know, uh,
That was cool.
it 1990s was probably my favorite scary movie of all time. It sent it gave me nightmares at the age of 6. Sent me running through the house screaming. So, what's your favorite scary movie? Like, is Michael Myers or Halloween? Like, which one would be your favorite, like the original or the reboot add-in to the series?
Oh man, that's a tough question, man. You know, as far as the film franchise goes, 100%. I'm definitely sticking with the first one, with the first Halloween. But now, as obviously, you know, with time, everything progresses. So when it comes to film, when it comes to graphics, when it comes to, you know, makeup and everything else. So when Rob Zombie actually took over part of the franchise and he made his first version of Halloween, dude, that one set it off like that to me. And what's funny is that one actually gets a lot of flack, but I thought that was very well done, and it was gruesome. You the whole image of Michael Myers is to be this person who is dead inside, basically. You know, the Dr. Loomis says his eyes were pure black. He was pure evil. And when Rob Zombie took over the film, he has a twisted mind anyways when it comes to films. And when he intertwined his twisted mind with that already twisted movie franchise, they overlaid perfectly. And the guy that he used to play Michael Myers, which I believe was actually the guy who played Sabretooth in the first X-Men movie, he portrayed Michael Myers perfectly. I mean, just literally, he was a killing machine. He was coming for you no matter what, and that motherfucker was ruthless. Oh, geez. Can I cuss?
Yeah, you can. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry.
You got that unfiltered podcast, just like
uncensored. You know, everything free to speak. Speak how you feel.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
It's uncensored, so you know you can speak how you feel. We don't mind.
It's kind of hard to hear you.
You said it's an uncensored podcast.
Oh, it's okay. Uncensored podcast. Okay.
Yeah, so like I fall towards like, you know, the originals because I like how they give you that thriller feeling inside. But you know, as in the remakes, they do a lot better explanation. Like it, for example, like the new reboots have been a lot more explanatory than the originals and so forth. But I think I fall towards the original horrors in general because they were just so, you know, they were crappy, but you know they were really good for shitty like 80s and 70s. So,
well, I was just listening to a podcast recently, and the name's actually slipping my mind. But honestly, and kind of going back, yes, absolutely. For kids nowadays, that it will probably be terrifying to them. Oh, it was Joe Rogan. But you see the difference is when it comes to these two films, you know, back you know, the 80s, that was a made for TV movie. When Pennywise is coming out of the sewer, none of that was CGI. That was all teeth, you know, all the prosthetic teeth, real face makeup, and just the image of his. And I'm terrified of clowns, by the way. I'm not a clown person. But when his face was coming out of the black part of the sewer, and you saw that mangled teeth, dude, that scared the shit out of me. This new one, absolutely. You know, the graphics are totally cool, but you know it's fake. You know, because, you know, his mouth opens gigantically, and it's, again, for kids nowadays, it might do the right thing, but I mean, it's hard to pass up classics, man, especially when they use prosthetics and not so much relying on CGI.
right, yeah, like the new movies lack authenticity in my opinion. It's just like, you know, Kane Hodder did it for me. It's like you got this 6'3" guy hulking, walking, just breaking through walls, doors, and anything that tries to stop them. Just like you
Yeah.
don't have it anymore. It's like, and I believe this generation is kind of solved. So they changed the way they made movies to fit it differently without hurting anybody.
You know what? I think so too. It's not, maybe it's not that they're soft. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of the, nowadays you say the wrong thing, and I mean that's your life. People lose their jobs off of saying something. But yeah, I don't know, man. If it's a generational thing, or if they just they just have the money to spend on big productions. But I think I think the most, as far as talking movies, the most recent movie that did very well when it came to using not so much in CGI was actually Star Wars: The Force Awakens. The fact that J.J. Abrams not only went back to actual film, but he went back and he brought back characters or people in character form. They were wearing costumes, they were wearing prosthetics. Like that to me is awesome. That's 100% authentic, and you're making everything just that much better.
Okay, speaking of movies, also, what about TV shows? What have you been doing during quarantine? Are you quarantined? Like, everything's weird right now.
Yeah. California, man. California is it's a weird place to be at right now. And LA, which luckily I'm not in, but LA right now is, I don't know what's going on with LA, but as far as the Bay Area where I'm at, they're playing ping pong with everything. As far as this whole lockdown and shut in or whatever you want to call it. But as far as TV shows, I'm not gonna lie, man. I can't lie. I'm actually a huge fan of 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah, I told you talking about it on your podcast. It is pretty good.
Yeah, it's a great show, and it's funny because my wife first started watching it, and I always give her shit for some of the shows that she watches, and this one was no different. And then I ended up actually liking it. That's actually how I got into watching Orange is the New Black. I came home from work one day and she was on the first season, and and if anyone's seen it, which I'm sure 95% of the population has seen it, but the first season is basically just a huge porn that's shot in a prison. So I came walking into the room, coming off of a late shift, and there's these two chicks going at it. I'm like, Jesus, what are you watching?
Very, very interesting show. What's your favorite TV show?
My favorite TV show. Favorite TV show, modern or back in the day? Let's see. I'd have to say favorite TV show of all time for sure. Would have to be Breaking Bad for sure.
Okay. Breaking Bad. We got a question of the day for you. High school and middle school. Which one did you have more fun at?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
It's the question of the day, high school or middle school. Which one did you have fun with?
Sorry, it's kind of hard to hear. You said the
high school or middle school.
I can't hear the last part.
The question of the day was, did you have more fun in high school or middle school?
Oh, I think that definitely have to be high school. You know, I was able to do a lot more, obviously, but I also had to grow up pretty quick, and it made me appreciate it now that I'm older. Obviously, growing up, it wasn't so much fun, but that was some of the best memories that I've ever had. You know, football, going out with friends, having a job at 16. Like it was pretty nuts, man.
So, what was your first job when you were 16?
I was actually a host. I was a host over at TGI Fridays.
Because when I started out working, I was a dishwasher, busboy, janitor over at Denny's.
Yeah, man. I think when growing up, I think you definitely find a job faster in the restaurant business.
So how was your 2020 been? Going on vacation? Done anything wild or fun? I know you've been watching the UFC.
Yeah, I'm definitely watching. Actually, I just got done watching the fights tonight, man. Those were great fights. But yeah, you know, 2020 has actually been. I mean, granted, with the whole coronavirus, COVID-19 going on, my 2020, it's not bad. It's really not bad. I was fortunate enough to go to Disneyland right before, literally 2 weeks before everything shut down for the first time. I celebrated my daughter's birthday back in February. Celebrated my birthday just last month. My wife's birthday 2 months before that. So you know, it's a blessing. You know, it's a with everything going on right now, it's a big blessing to be able to just be, honestly, just to be healthy, because there's a lot of people right now that are not healthy, and I'm very fortunate, and it's not just me; it's my family, my mother, my father, my child, everybody. So we're all healthy and we're all having fun.
That's amazing. Talk to me about true crime documentaries. Talk about it on your podcast. What's the best one you've seen?
My podcast, it's honestly the best way that I can describe it is it's what the name is. Bo Talks with Big Jim. My family has called me Bo since I was a baby, and me being a Jimmy, just named after my dad. You know, he's always been Big Jim. I've always been Little Jim, and then it eventually went from Jimbo to Bo. So, but ever since I was a kid, I love talking about stuff. I can talk for hours sometimes, and people either they don't want to listen or they do, and I somehow have knowledge about little stuff here and there, and I figured, you know what, we're in the middle of this pandemic, and fuck it, might as well do something, right? So I linked up with my dad, and we started doing this, and now it's, you know, it's still a slow grind. It's still a slow growth process, but I mean, we got a few guests coming on. We just had the opportunity to record with, ironically, talking about coronavirus and COVID-19. We just had a pediatric nurse come on and recorded with us last week, and that episode will be coming out shortly. We have, I mean, multiple guests lined up that I'm extremely excited for, man.
Yeah, that seems to be the best part about podcasting. If you do interviews or have guests or just guests on them, it's really fun. Okay, so do you have a bucket list?
Do I have a bunch of listeners?
Do you have a bucket list?
Oh, a bucket list. Yes and no. Yes and no. Honestly, I don't want to say it's generic to have a bucket list, because I think everybody has a bucket list without knowing that they have a bucket list. You know, if you're fortunate enough to be like Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson in the movie bucket list and do all the crazy and wild shit that they did, then, you know, by all means go for it. But, you know, it's you also have to remember that, first off, in that movie, Jack Nicholson's character was extremely rich. So whatever it is that they wanted to do, they did. So as far as, you know, a normal person like myself or like you know, you have to work your ass off to end up, you know, doing something really expensive that you really want to do. But as far as a bucket list, man, I'm not really concerned with it. You know, if I happen to go skydiving one time somewhere down the line, that'll be cool. If I ever get my dream car, a 1967 Chevy Camaro Super Sport, I'd be more than happy, man. That'd be that alone would be a dream come true. And really, just to see my daughter grow up, my family grow, to see myself grow with this podcast, you know, I think that would be a quote unquote bucket list, is just to see the progression of everything that I've done for myself and for my family.
Okay, you said that you watched fights earlier. I wanted to circle back to that. How did you feel about Derek Lewis, Chris Weidman's win tonight?
Oh, dude, phenomenal. Phenomenal. Chris Weidman put on a fucking show, man. He came back and he was completely dominant. He held on. I think I'm gonna butcher his name. I can't think of his name right now, but his opponent, he completely dominated him, man. He held him on the ground. He took control of the fight, and that was phenomenal. And I'm glad Weidman's back to middleweight. I would love to see him compete more in light heavy, but I think he's just so used to being at middleweight now that if he tries to move up, it may not turn out very well for him. Now, as far as Derek Lewis goes, great fight. And he actually looked, in my opinion, he looked a lot better than he did in his last three fights. He was, to me, a lot more calm, one. Two, he seemed to have his cardio pretty much down. I mean, granted, at the end of the fight, it looked like someone poured a bucket of water on him, but he was able to control his breathing, and the fact that he got out of that scarf crank from freaking Olenek, bro, I felt it when he was doing that. And then when Olenek transitioned to the Americana, oh, that scared the shit out of me, because I thought he was gonna tap. I mean, his arm was going back, man, and he didn't tap and saved by the bell, thankfully. And when he came back in that second round and threw that crazy ass right hook and put him out, man, I was juiced. I was super juiced.
Okay, let's end off the show on a great topic. Should Elon Musk run for president?
Oh God. I'll be honest with you, man. I don't follow politics, but no. I think he should stay in his lane and focus on that one thing. I mean, he's already sending cars out to the middle of space. God knows what's happening to those damn things. I mean, he's building self-driving cars. He's trying to build chips that can go into your brain and give you more of a bandwidth of what to do. Just stay there. Stay in that crazy fucking technology line and let the politics go for the quote unquote professionals.
Yeah, I definitely don't think Elon Musk nor Kanye West, should
Agreed.
be president. Those guys don't know what they're doing. We need professionals, like all of the prior presidents. I'm not a big politics guy because I noticed that in like religious talks and conversations will often, you'll find yourself in the middle of feuds and you don't want to be there. So, I don't talk about those things or even pay attention to them. But, all of the past presidents in our time were like war veterans, and they were generals and leaders of armies and people that had power before, that knew how to run stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, and kind of just playing off of what you just said. That's another reason why I created the podcast that I have. Why I like asking questions. If I don't have the answer, or if I don't have the knowledge of something, it's a normal human reaction to ask questions. So like you just said, politics and religion, people tend to not talk about those at all because they don't want to have confrontation for anything. My whole question is, why would you have confrontation? Do you have to? Does there have to be, a good, or I'm sorry, not a good and a bad, but does there have to be a right and a wrong way of politics? Does there have to be a right and wrong way of religion? Why can't I ask you, are human, as far as religion goes, why can't I ask, if God created everything in his image, then didn't he make aliens? And if that's a triggering statement, or if that's a upsetting statement, why? I want to know why. What makes that so taboo?
I think it's because like people get like really emotionally attached, and everybody feels like they're right and they have the guidance that you need. And that's why I try to just steer clear. Like, I'm not afraid of confrontation. I don't get emotionally involved to those things because I realize that we're all people, and I just want to understand and feel how you feel. I want to understand everybody's point of view before I can make any arguments.
Exactly.
People don't take the time to listen and think about how others are in the world and what ways can be taken.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%, man. 100%. There, you have to be able to ask questions. That's the only way that you can get answers. Even if it's not the answer that you're probably looking for, but it's an answer. Why is Catholicism, quote unquote, better than Christianity? Don't they come from the same? Hasn't Christianity been around longer than or hasn't Christianity stemmed from Catholicism? It's just questions that I like to ask, and like you just said, I'm not trying to confront you. I'm not trying to have a confrontation with a person or with anyone. It's just questions. I want to understand where you're coming from. Why do you believe that? Why do you think that X, Y, and Z happened, but not QRS?
Definitely. But one day we're gonna have to come back and we're gonna have to get on another podcast with you and talk about those aliens, because I really want to pick your brain on how you feel about that. I know they're out there. They're along in the wind.
Oh man, definitely. As a matter of fact, my most recent episode, episode 16, my dad and his buddy from Arizona, we went deep real fast and real weird on our most recent episode, we talk about aliens, government conspiracies, and one of the most well-known documented cases of alien, quote unquote, alien abduction of Travis Walton.
Okay, Jimmy, thank you for your time. Go watch Bo Talk with Big Jim podcast. You're the best, man.
We're definitely coming back. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, we're coming back very soon.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on. Thank you, and I can't wait to be back on, man.
We'll have him on before season 1 ends. I'm Jakai Nickerson.
Brando Breezy, Brandon Brown.
We're out. And we're back. Just got done with that interview with Jimmy from Bro Talks with the Big Jim podcast. How'd you feel about the interview, Brandon?
Felt great. I like him personally. He was pretty cool, easy to talk to and relate with, you know. He seemed like he was a pretty cool dude. I look forward to doing future podcasts, you know, conversations with him down the road.
Yeah, we're going to have him on before season 1 ends. Man, his podcast is heat, true crime, MMA, movies, history today. He brings it for sure. Okay, so we're going to get into today's episode. How do you feel about aliens? Are we going to see them this year?
No, not this year. I mean, if we make it past this year, then maybe. But I don't think they're gonna.
So I don't know if you saw that it was rumored about a Call of Duty coming out this year. I think it was supposed to be Black Flag. Something like it was something weird.
It's like Black Ops something. I don't know what it is. I've actually been paying attention to that lately. I've been just that's been out of my mind. I've been playing Modern Warfare, so I'm too caught up in that right now. As Call of Duty wise.
Warzone's heat.
Yeah, I'm not really into Warzone though. I'm not really into Battle Royales so much because I like to do like duos or like trios, so you know, I don't really got too many people to play with like that. So I usually just do like free for all, like multiplayer or something like that.
How do you feel about Fortnite with its Battle Royale?
You said with what? It's Battle Royale? It's okay. I've played it a few times. I won a couple matches. It's just I'm not really into that game as much because I'm not really into the third person and the building ideas. But I mean, it's an okay game.
The building is just... I don't like it. I don't like the whole thing behind it. I for sure think it's an overrated game. I just don't think it checks the boxes that certain people would have. But that's just me personally. I hope everybody's 2020's been doing well, man. Quarantine and everything. Been boring, trying to find something to watch. On our last episode, we talked about Ozark. There's a bunch of other TV shows. Trying to think of something. If you ever seen the movie My Friend Dahmer, that was interesting. That was a good one. Ross Lynch was in it. He played Jeffrey Dahmer.
Right, that boy from Alley in Austin. What a great TV. Disney is great. I appreciate them. They put out a lot of bangers when I was a kid.
Kid TV shows now,
really,
they can't even touch what we had.
Really changed, like the Wonder Pets. Like, do they fucking still have that? That was some good shit.
Bro, we had Big Time Rush.
We had like Looney Tunes, like Elmer Fudd doesn't have a fucking shotgun anymore. They took that shit away. Like, that was some real shit.
Looney Tunes, man. Fucking Victoria Justice. There was all kinds of shit.
All kinds of TV shows from Disney. Like, back in the day, like 5 to 10 years ago, everything was just so great. And then it's like, boom, what happened?
Disney Plus is heat. I think they're gonna just kill it. Falcon Winter Soldier coming out this year. I'm interested in that one.
I have yet to look into Disney Plus. It's Disney. I don't want to be a grown man with a Disney Plus account.
Bro, they got more.
I don't have a family to watch Disney movies with, so I don't have an excuse.
Hey,
I'll be lonely watching
I wanted to see The Mandalorian and all the Disney movies.
You know, I'm not really into Star Wars anymore. Star Wars was cool with like the originals. Now it's like I don't want to see Disney's spin on it.
There's only one Star Wars I like. I think that was Force Awakening.
The Force Awakens.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah, you suck.
I suck.
You look like you like the new fucking Star Wars movies.
What movies do you watch?
That's great movies. I watch spectacular movies.
Jackass
You know this.
You're so stupid.
I don't watch Jackass. No. So, are you gonna get that new Call of Duty though when it drops? If it drops this year, I mean, with the way everything's looking, it's not gonna drop this year. I mean,
hopefully not, because I'm still on Warzone. I'm still doing that.
So you're still on Modern Warfare, just like you're not looking forward, because you know everybody's gonna be on that new Call of Duty as soon as it drops.
Everybody.
And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be on the new systems too. So are you gonna get that new system?
Yeah.
You're gonna get the PS5 or the Xbox Series X or the Xbox Series Lockhart or whatever, the digital one.
Probably the PS5, and it'll be a couple months after it drops. You get an Xbox X Series?
Yeah, I do think I will be getting that new Xbox Series X.
Man, it's gonna be expensive.
I mean, they're all gonna be expensive, but I'm pretty sure like Xbox would be just like a little cheaper than PlayStation. But I mean, you gotta save up for a TV and stuff though, because you know you need a good TV to run these things on. It's very dire to the new gaming that you need the right output to show.
We were talking about Call of Duty, and if that's the game I was looking forward to. I'm looking forward to that Miles Morales PlayStation exclusive.
That Spider-Man,
yeah,
right? That mini story, yeah. So like the whole thing about like PlayStation, you know, and Sony having like rights to Spider-Man, it's kind of it's cool. I mean, it's fair. You know, they bought the rights back then, but I mean, can't be too mad. Just gotta. I'm not getting a PlayStation, but not for Spider-Man. But I might in the future get like a PlayStation for like The Last of Us, I believe. And what else is it?
Shit, I didn't even get Watch Dogs Legion. That was on my list.
No, I'm not getting that. I'm not even investing in another Watch Dogs. I'll invest in another original like Xbox game or a 360 game before I get a
GTA 6. You invest into that?
Yeah, I'll get that. I don't care. I need a new GTA. I need a new GTA where I can start off fresh with everybody at the same time. I jumped in Grand Theft Auto 5 like 3 years late on the Xbox One. Like
too late.
Yeah, like for real. Everybody's already doing their own things. I don't got any friends on the Xbox One, so I gotta branch out.
I'm pretty much not. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna end up getting UFC 4 for a minute. I saw the career mode. It's decent. I'm just not feeling that. Looks like they kind of went a little 2K with it, a little extra bad.
So what is your quarantine looking like?
Man, just working, doing the podcast with you, hanging with you a lot. Watching TV. Just boring. What does yours look like?
Working. I've been writing stories as such. Been reading a little. Playing the games. I've been trying to get in some good game time and complete games, and you know, I've been just buying games but not finishing them. I'm trying to work my way through Resident Evil 2. You know, the remake. It's pretty cool. It's kind of scary, but yeah, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's just been. Like I was saying with Jimmy, it's just a weird time, all this stuff happening. You gotta have masks. People mad that they have to wear masks. Stupid shit.
Yeah, no, this year has been very off-putting. I'm not really sure. It's like 2020 has just been doomed since Kobe died.
Yeah. It's just been pretty sad. But with like my quarantine, I mean, as you know, I don't really do too much besides work. So, and I already graduated, so I was just gonna be doing the same shit. But I like how I got more time to watch TV, because you know when you're at school and then working, you don't. So.
Right, yeah, but don't binge watch, because you know I did that to Ozark, and I finished the shit in like 4 days, and it's pretty sad.
I watch so many TV shows, but it's like watch one season, one more season of something else, and it just bounce all around.
Right. I mean, it's really hard for me to like pick up a TV show. Like I'm waiting on Fear the Walking Dead to come back. That's definitely a TV show I'm waiting for to come back for season 7, I believe, season 6. And, you know, it left off on a very interesting note. You know, I don't know, but like all these TV shows, all these events are being put off by coronavirus, and it's really a shame. I feel bad for like the whole world for having to endure this era of pandemic and sickness, because, you know, people have died, people have suffered pain and loss from this, and there's people that haven't. So, you know, we should all be like thankful we're still alive, and we have what we do have left of what we have, and we have to try to make the best of it at this point.
Are you seeing that some schools have let the kids back in?
Yeah, I saw that on the news the other day. They said there's gonna be like 10 kids per class and stuff like that. And it's like, I say just do online school, to be honest.
I think it's just gonna go back. It's gonna be like this in 2021.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be this way forever if we don't, you know, find some cures quick and some vaccines, because this is kind of worrisome. This is the longest some things has run on. Like Ebola didn't even run on as long as this, as I remember. I could have sworn it went on for like maybe a couple months because a couple people in America had it, but no, they kind of locked down that situation very fast.
They usually pretty dissatisfying. I mean, it seems like everybody, you're finding out who your real friends, who your fake ones are, you know. They're really coming to light. Sports will come back, so that's interesting me. I'm a big sports fan.
Right, but they don't have any audiences and any crowd, so, you know, none of that for me. I'll pass. I'll wait until next year.
Honestly, there's only one thing I'm really looking forward to, and that's The Boys season 2.
Oh. Yeah, no, that is something I'm waiting on.
I'm gonna binge watch the hell out of that.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely getting binge watched if they drop all the episodes on the first day. If they do it like Netflix does, then yeah, I will be watching that. Which people don't know. Like Rick and Morty, I can't wait for that to come back. But being in quarantine, you kind of burn up all your options. You find yourself bored, and you got to find things to do. So, you know, I try to do some exercising around the house if I can't go out to the gym. I try to, you know, cook a little, clean up, do my yard. It's pretty hard to find entertainment in this time.
Yeah. I just really hope it gets better. Some people can't take this.
Yeah, no, I don't. This year is very interesting. We're gonna have to see how it pans out.
I wonder who's gonna be our president.
You know, at this point, I'm not really worried anymore. I just wanna be able to make it till the elections. I don't want to die before then. You know, and it's kind of crazy that, you know, with all this fear and stuff, people like are still going outside. It's like everybody's so scared for their life, but yet they're going out.
I'm trying to stay inside as much as I can.
Yeah, like I definitely don't want to have to leave unless I don't even go out for fast food. I'll cook at home. I want to minimize the risk at you know, all costs. I don't want to kick it with anybody. I don't want to keep my distance. I don't really want to. I want to make this end as fast as possible, because they said in March, if we do this and that, it'll end within like a month. And, you know, that was a while ago, and it's just only getting worse.
Okay, so on the last episode, we tried to get into shoes and cars. Do you have a favorite pair of shoes? We've been rocking those Converse.
Right, yeah. So, I'm not really the biggest fan of Converse, but they are good shoes, and they're kind of stylish. But I guess I'm more of like a Nike Adidas guy. They have some nice shoes. I'm not big on the new athletic shoes they have, but they're all right in my eyes. You'll usually find me going towards Nike or Adidas, but yeah.
I mean, you see me, I usually wear Nike. Jordan's cool.
Yeah, no. But what would your top 5 shoes be, and what brand and why?
Shit. I don't have it from 1 to 5, but like Kobe. I think it's called the Black Mamba for Kobe. There are these Currys that were amazing. They were black and yellow. Those mugs. The new LeBrons. Paul George colorway. And a Damian Lillard shoe was like red, black. I don't remember her name. What's your top 5?
I'll probably say the Crazy 8s, the Kobe Crazy 8s that came out for Adidas. You know, I like Converse, so, and, you know, Converse are a subsidiary of Nike, so I'd probably say, you know, some black on black or some white on blacks, high tops. You know, I'm not a low top. You know, I don't like low or mid top shoes. I like high tops. They give me that support, and I don't feel naked. So I'd be, you know, I say that probably a nice pair of Timbs. You know, they always come in handy from time to time. You know, but
Timbs.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably a good Air Force One.
Oh yeah.
And the flights, the classic flights. I do like those. Flights are pretty cute. They're some sexy ass shoes. Like I've had a couple pairs of Nike Flights, and they're nice.
You have a dream car?
Yeah, I want like a 6'4" Impala. I want that. There's like 5 cars I want to own. I want like a 6'4" Impala. I want like 7 cars, one for each day of the week, and I just drive it out. But it's like a 6'4" Impala that I can soup up. You know, all of these will be modified to my own. A nice like 1995 or 99. You know, one of those late 90s Ford Expeditions or Explorers. I'm not sure. It's a 4-door. What else? You know, maybe a nice little 2004 Impala. And shit. Maybe I don't know. I like Lamborghinis. They look nice sometimes, but yeah, I'm really like an old car guy. I don't like new fast cars. I like old faster cars. And so I probably have to say like the old Mustangs. But yeah, I want me a nice like Suburban or a Tahoe. I'll take one of those each. That'll be my top 5.
I'm about to show you the car that I won, a 2020 Nissan GTR.
Oh yeah, you're gay.
Supercar, bro.
What's the Nissan, bro? That is you and Little Uzi. You guys like Nissan.
Come on, you and Little Uzi. He's a little person. He likes.
He said, "Why you pay so much for your Nissan? Because it's GTR." I mean,
Uzi. That's
a
funny guy.
He is a funny guy.
He says some funny ass shit.
Isn't Pop Smoke your favorite rapper?
Nigga.
Oh, it's okay.
Don't give me she like the way that I walk. She like, right?
Oh yeah, you're bogus.
The song bogus.
So what was your favorite, your top 5 cars?
Shit, I don't think I can get 5. 2020 Nissan GTR. Yeah, Lamborghini. I don't know what kind of just Lamborghini. Any. A Ford truck. I think what kind of truck? It was like a Ford. What kind of Ford is he talking about on the? These are like a Cadillac. A Cadillac sounds amazing.
Yeah, Cadillacs are nice. Like they make Escalades and such.
Like a classic Cadillac.
Well, those are just GM cars, you know. So like Chevys, basically. But me, I want like this.
Yeah, Ram Ford. Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, I want one of those. Nice little 4-door Expedition.
Yeah, Ram Ford. 2020 Nissan GTR. Gonna have to have that
Cybertruck for the one time.
Yeah, that Tesla is really nice. If I could get that, I'd drive that. That looks like a fucking military car.
Be smooth. Bro, I thought that was like a Batmobile with like...
That shit's sweet. That's the fucking Jeepers Creepers truck turned into a fucking pickup.
Like, you might see that in the Predator movie.
That shit's from outer space, man. That shit's made for outer space. It's Elon Musk technology.
That fucking guy, Elon Musk. Just people with just so much money. Everybody got some money. Like,
yeah, see, no, I mean, I like that, though. There's people to aspire to. It's like people that you want to be like.
Except for when people aspire to the wrong people.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta have role models at some point in your life. Role models are essential to everybody, or else nobody wants to do anything with themselves. It will just be big piles of shit. And, you know, I think that's kind of necessary for us to have role models like Elon Musk. Somebody, there's some kid in the world, like, I want to be like Elon Musk. Like, I'm not saying that. I don't want to be like Elon Musk. You know, I want to be, you know, I'd like to be as wealthy as him. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't like to be him personally.
So how do you feel about this new day and age where, like, we were talking, you know, all kids have these phones at this age, and everyone's on YouTube for kids, or who knows, even some might be listening to a podcast. You never know, right? How do you feel about the day and age of social media and how most kids are influenced by, you know, a YouTuber, somebody?
I think that these children have too much exposure. They're exposed to too much. And then it's like everybody's trying to censor everything so that these kids that have way too much exposure don't see too much. But it's like, if you just minimize the exposure, then you won't have to censor anything. You just don't let them see what you don't need them to see. You know, like, I think, you know, children, like, I personally don't believe children need social media because, like, TikTok, which I think we might have previously mentioned on here, but I feel like it's basically just a fucking a meetandgreet.com for pedophiles. Like, it's for children and pedophiles, and I don't like that. I think, you know, you should be like 15 and under using it. Anybody over, you know, you gotta fuck off. Because, you know, we need to keep the babies safe. The children are important. They're the next generation.
There's so much going on in the world. New generations, every kid's phone, TikTok. I hope we get banned.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people use that as an outlet since the quarantine, so you can't really want too much to go. I mean, at least we still have YouTube, right?
YouTube, man, was that the best time?
YouTube a good long time ago was great. Now they're censoring everything. It's like, you know, you can't say certain things, or they're influencing people not to say certain things because they don't want to get demonetized.
Or you say what the fuck they want to.
I mean, there's a lot of people that do speak their mind and say whatever they want without censoring and editing and stuff. But, I mean, and salute to them because, you know, they're, like, losing out on money and such other things that, you know, most people do this for. But, you know, it's kind of ridiculous. I feel like freedom of speech, you know, it should still maintain. Like, you should be able to have a right to your own opinion. Like, I don't feel like, regardless of your race, sex, gender, any of those specifications, you should be able to be held accountable for your opinion. It's an opinion. Like, if I have an opinion that I think the sky is ugly because it's blue and it should be like yellow or purple, like, you know, you can't be mad at me. I feel that way. And I mean, at the end of the day, nobody really thinks to sit back like, well, these are just opinions. Everybody gets worked up.
Yeah. It's always an issue with that. People just seem to get so, like, you know, you don't agree with them. It's just such a problem. Like, they get so mad over it. Offensive. It's like, it's weird.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you don't want to offend anybody. You know, on here we will be saying things bluntly and uncensored. So, you know, a good warning to you guys listening that, you know, you may hear something that may offend you. And, you know, we're not intentionally trying to offend you, but these are our opinions. So, you know, feel free to, like, message us and, voice your concerns and opinions, because, we are open to listening, and we don't, want to hurt anybody, but we will speak our opinions regardless. And to introduce one of the segments that will be entering the show from now on is spitballing. And one of the questions in spitballing is when we take our comments and stuff, the topics that our viewers want us to cover and talk about, it's where we sit there and cover that. So anytime you hear spitballing, just know it's from the viewers and the people listening like you. So, spitballing is all about you guys and us giving back what you want to hear and not just what we want to talk about. So one of the topics is Future king, and I do not think Future is king of anything at all.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, the whole she belongs to the streets and him getting all that fucking clout. I'm gonna get to that, but I'm gonna circle back to what he said. Yeah, we're gonna every week on our Instagram post. I mean, it's gonna be more than every week, like every couple of days, post the spitballing thing. You guys can leave whatever questions, comments, and we'll bring them up on here. But yeah, Future king, I'm gonna have to say no. Shit, Drake's Brandon's king.
Nah, I don't like Drake. He's okay. He's not that good.
Working on a weekend like usual.
No.
That song was alright.
Yeah, definitely.
You didn't like it?
No, I'm good. Drake's not my leader, man.
Future's the king of influencing kids to do drugs, and he doesn't do drugs. So that's cool.
I mean, no, I don't like rappers. They do drugs, and they kind of weird. Yeah, like no kidding. Like they're kind of weird to me, and I don't like it.
I think Lil Dick is weird, but
I mean, Lil Dick is cool. He's not too bad.
I mean, Lil Uzi's a little weird to me. Lil Pump is so weird. That guy.
I broke my control.
Fucking up.
Yeah, no.
But yeah. We're gonna need you guys to just keep sending in questions for spitballing. We have another segment we're gonna get to next week. Question of the day: funniest thing you've ever heard your co-host say? For me, we were just talking. I don't even know what happened. I just said something, and I purposely say things to get a reaction from Brandon, and he turned and he looked at me. He was like, "But take your hand, put it out, and slap it 2 times." He's like, bad boy. That was hilarious.
Yeah, no. The funniest thing I've heard my co-host say, this guy, everything he says is hilarious. I don't know what's a joke and what's not, because every day to him is a joke. He's very entertaining. It's kind of sad.
He's kind of sad. Hey, I mean, I won't try to take it as I'm goofy.
I understand. We're all goofy, especially in this time, and you have to be goofy to get by. We got a coronavirus knocking on our front door. We gotta not let them in. We gotta entertain ourselves.
I was goofy before Corona.
Yeah, no, I know. I was there.
Hey man, I mean, it never gets old, right?
Not as much as. No, not as. No, it does from time to time.
Brandon's just going in on me. Hey, it's okay. Brandon's a shitty friend.
Yeah, I am. Can't deny that one.
Damn.
Terrible friend.
Subway Employee of the Year.
Hey, I work at Jimmy John's, dude.
Oh, Jimmy John's.
Like, you know this.
Molly Parker said.
Nah, yeah, we really want to know how people are doing, though, so feel free to just shoot us messages and give us tips and advice on how to help us manage our quarantine days. 'Cause, we get bored just like everybody else, and we want to see what people are up to in this age.
Thank you, man. We had fun. Shout out to Bo Talks with Big Jim podcast. Hopefully we can have Bo on. Jimmy was amazing. I'm Jaquez Nickerson.
It's Brando Breezy, your boy.
We're out.